Hey, what's up? It's Kit. Time for another video. Today, we're gonna be making a epoxy dryer with this cup turner here that I have, and it's really not super ideal, but I don't see myself making a lot of lures at the same time. If the day comes that I will be making more than or epoxying 15 lures at the same time or 20 lures at the same time, then I'll be building something that would fit that. But for now, since we're doing it small scale, and well, I don't see myself actually doing a lot of lures in the next couple of years. This will have to do. Okay. How my process for this is not the first time. In my old house I had one, and it's broken. I'm gonna show you. So I promise you it looked better before. Anyway, so that is out of commission, so we have to kind of build a new one. There's one from Japan that I really like. It was for model cars, I believe, and it was pretty freaking cool. And this is kind of like made with that as an inspiration, and all it was is just really a clip, and then you have your piece there. Okay, so what we're gonna do is cut this up. I'm gonna make a point here from the lathe. Before that, we're gonna cut a groove that's kind of deep, and then we're going to use an M3 16mm screw and make that something that kind of makes it tight. So basically what's going to happen is that it's going to be an adjustable clamp that would be able to accommodate heavy lures such as this. Okay, and then when it clamps down like that, you'd be able to use the stick for your painting. Okay, so it's easier. Okay, we're gonna be mounting it on this so that it mounts onto here like so, and again easy to take off as well. It's just easy. Okay, also since this is USB powered, I could just take a battery pack and put it somewhere where there is no dust. Now, another good thing about this is that I already measured this. There's actually a cover that I could use to put onto here, and it's for food, okay? But it's long, and you know, I have it on the table, or I could just use one of those tubs. Put that thing there while it dries, so there's no dust that goes in. Alrighty, so that's very important, because it means that I could do this outside without you know, without the wife actually complaining that something smells off in the house. So that's that. Now this piece is gonna be in here, and we're gonna be very high tech when it comes to the mounting. We will be using painter's tape or masking tape, whatever you want to call it. But that's basically the solution that I found that is easy, it's fast, and if you want something more permanent, you could actually put epoxy, and then you know it's there. It's that. And the thing that I like about this is that when it turns, okay, your lure just turns like that. So when you're applying your epoxy or whatever, you know that it's always level. Okay, if you want to epoxy something that's like this, that's long, all you have to do is kind of put a holder here that you know, kind of holds it steady, and that's it. You know, by the way, when you're putting something there, you clip it like that. That way there's no play. Okay, when it turns, it turns. Some actually turn and then stop, and then boom, go like that. Because of the joint, it has to kind of twist. Now let me make as an example here. It works with a hook or whatever as a demo, but kind of There we go. So basically, when this turns, this is still steady, see? And then that's when it turns. Boom. Just like that. To eliminate that, you put a clip. Okay? Right there. So if you have this on a line somewhere, you can see that when it turns, it turns. It doesn't have slack, so it cuts the slack. Alrighty, so it's that easy. I mean, it's not complicated. But yeah, I'll see you outside for this. Alright, I have to figure out how to film this because filming with the GoPro doesn't really give me a guarantee that you guys can see it, but we will try. Holder right here. Also have it kind of elevated so that it's kind of easy to make the cut. Doesn't have to be perfectly centered, but it helps if you know it is. And all you have to do is just, now as you can see, also I'm just using my wood cutting saw, nothing fancy. So I'm gonna make this kind of deep. Okay, there you go. So once that's done, we can actually cut this to the length that we need. Of course, you could go fancy with this. We're just gonna build this. The shorter it is, the easier it would be to manage. Just to take note of that. Okay, so that. There we go. So now that we have that, we could just lathe this, mount it here. Yay. Okay. There, mount it. And then we'll make that into a point. We have this. What we're gonna do, actually, before we do anything else, we have to drill a hole there. We're using M3 16 millimeter. So what we're gonna do is we are going to make a hole using an M3, and I find it easier to do this on the lathe. I used to do this a lot with my smaller one. Make it easier. Okay, so I'm just gonna put kind of like a pilot here. Okay, just so I know. Now okay, so we bored straight. Well, let's just test. It's going to be a tight fit. Okay, perfect. There we go. Now we could put the thing there and then make it so that it's tighter. All right, now we're going to lathe this so that we can get the form that we want for the end. All right, so we have our piece, as you can see, lathed, and then there's like a flat point here. All this is, if you look, is actually a clamp, a very rudimentary clamp. That's it. Okay, now there's a bit of crap inside. Let's just. That is it. Okay, clamp. This is made out of pine dowel I had while I was making one other video left over, so making it like this. Alright, now what I've done after was to put my screw and my nut. Now if you have an M3 wing nut, which I don't, you could use a wing nut here. We don't have a wing nut, so we'll do the next best thing. Now, as you can see, that goes in and out freely. Now, when you do that, you'll put a mark, kind of like a divot. Okay. Now, take a number 4 or 4 mm brad point. Okay, and then I'll try to do it here so you guys can see. Try to center it as best as you can. And then pretty much make a hole. Okay, because what we're going to do basically is countersink. Be very careful. Okay, you don't want to go too deep. Okay, so what we want to do is just make it so that there's a tiny recess we have there that we can put our nut in. And it doesn't matter if it protrudes a little bit. What's important is you don't overdo it. Okay? Okay, now just test fit. Won't. Okay, so from 4 we're going 5. Again, brad point. I am just reaming this at this point right here. It won't go, but again, you have to be very careful because especially when you're using softwood. I like using softwood because it's a bit malleable than like hardwood, then it just breaks. Okay, there we go. Now, see if it goes in. Ew, still not. Amazing. So we'll go to the next biggest bit. Size 6. This should be it. Okay. That goes in. Alright. Perfect. Now, what that does is basically just acts as a stop. And so you just have to screw. There you go. Now, once you have it fitted, super glue, just like that, over at the side, not the middle though. Okay, so we have that. You could use epoxy, you could use super glue. It is easier. It is easier if you have a wing nut. Alright, so there we go. Make sure that you can still turn this thing right there. So there's there's just a recess, okay? And okay. Okay, now test out this thing. Put it there. There we go. Alright, so it's holding it, and then a little bit more tightening, and it's not going anywhere. So as you can see, that thing will just rotate. Again, if it still moves and you don't want it to move, just tighten it. So just grip it tighter. Okay, there we go. Okay, adjust there. Now all we need to do is actually mount this onto one of these, just like that. And it's very easy. It's just masking tape. And again, if you want a more permanent solution, okay, see? So while you're painting, you could use this, you know, and then boom. See? Easy! Alright, let's put our tape. It's gonna be a lot. That's fine. It's just this arbor. Okay, we're gonna take the lure off for now. Make it easier. Okay, so the arbor just goes off. It doesn't have to even come clean. You know, just put as much as is needed. Okay, so we have this. Alright, now if you want this to be longer, then just, you know, put that, push that. If you want it to be shorter, for me, this is about the length that I want. Alright, now let's just put the lure back in. Bang, tighten it. Okay, so, and guess what? I could put it on a table, make it stand, see? Because this works well with a flat base. Now, while we're epoxying, all we have to do, put it there, like so, turn it on, and look at that. See? Perfect. Of course, you could adjust. But what I like about this is that it doesn't have slack. Alright? As you can see, it doesn't go, you know, like others do. This doesn't have slack. And this is also reversible. So while you're seeing that there's, you know, some pulls on one side, all you have to do is just reverse it. Boom. And speed is perfect. There we go. Very, very easy to make. Alright. It's actually very cheap as well. I mean, your investment is just a few screws. The PVC is actually included. You could plug this in or have a power bank to make it portable. And of course, uh, it's reversible. All right, so from here you can do all sorts of things, okay? But this is very cheap. I got this for under $10 or something on sale, okay? So like a store closing up, or you know, in Amazon or something. But it was on sale. It was dirt cheap, so I got this, and then it included the PVC, which I cut up into 4 pieces, dowel, screw, and a bit of time. Now, if you don't have a lathe to do this, don't worry. You know, you could use a rasp, or you could just cut across. I've done that before, and use a longer screw, and that's that. But I like this because, as you can see, it kind of flows better. Okay, so that is that. Very easy and cheap, and pretty much right speed as well. Alrighty, so that's it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. If you have learned something, give it a thumbs up. If you want your friends to learn with you, if you think this idea is cool to show to your friends and family, go ahead and hit that share button. If you want to do more for the channel, of course, support the channel more, click on the join. Alrighty, that's it for now. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Class is missed.